serving as a successor agency to the former Redevelopment Agency Board. Mayor Mattis is feeling under the weather tonight, so I will be running the meeting. And if we could have a roll call, please.
Councilmember Pitts. Present. Councilmember Pai.
Present.
Councilmember Voss.
Present.
And Mayor Pro Tem Gardner.
Present. Thank you. We'll do our 5 o'clock closed session. Madam City Attorney, will you please announce?
Yes, there is one item on for closed session, but we do have a second item that, actually, one second. We have one item on for closed session, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, paragraph 1 of subdivision D of section 54956.9. Case numbers are unknown, but the settlement has been reached in the National Opioid Settlements for defendants of LEVINE, Amneal, Apotex, Hikma, Indivior, Mylan, Sun, Zydus. And the settlement agreements can be found at the website. There are several cases. One is also Purdue. That unfortunately, I failed to list the Purdue one in the settlements, but there are several, all of which can be found on that nationalopioidsettlement.com. These are the, for everybody out there, these are the federal cases that have been ongoing.
Thank you. You did that well. You can start doing drug commercials now. All right, and with that, we'll be in recess and closed session.
Hold on. Test. Test. Okay.
All right, welcome back. We will now move on to our 5:30 presentations this evening. And our first presentation is from the Ophelia Project.
Good afternoon, good evening, Mayor Mattis is not here, but Mayor Pro Tem Gardner, Member Pitts, Member Voss, and Member, and most importantly, Ophelia Mentor Pi. My name is Peter Sturgeon, and I am the President and CEO of the John F. Kennedy Memorial Foundation. And I must say to start that JFK is not tied to the hospital, nor are we funded by Tenet. We do have a big name, but we are a small, local, nonprofit that works with parents, children from the pass all the way down to the river. And today, I thank you for giving me some time to talk about a program that we offer here in Desert Hot Springs to vulnerable adolescent girls. But first, some context for you. The Coachella Valley has one of the highest rates of chronic absenteeism and dropout rates in the state. 1 in 3 students are chronically absent. 1 in 12 students drop out before high school. And if you're a girl and you drop out, 26% of you will become pregnant. If you're a Latina girl, 46% of you will become pregnant as a teenager. 1 in 35 have been diagnosed with an STD. 37% of CV students lack a caring adult relationship in their lives. I know all of us would like to change that, and I know many of you are working to do so. As a matter of fact, some of the mild-mannered women in this audience today are leaders of churches, are retired social workers and mental health counselors, are a program manager for Desert Hot Springs Recreation Center, or a director of community services and recreation, and even sitting beside you on the dais. But twice a month, these women become Ophelia superheroes. They are Ophelia mentors that come alongside our girls from 8th grade to 12th grade. So what is Ophelia? It's a program directed by the John F. Kennedy Memorial Foundation, which aims to address the social and emotional needs of adolescent girls. It's a women's mentoring program for vulnerable girls from 8th grade to 12th grade. School counselors select girls who come from underserved areas, low-income communities, or challenged families, but who show great promise. Now, for 27 years, our Ophelia-trained volunteer mentors have been coming into schools in the Coachella Valley to work with vulnerable girls to bring love, empathy, encouragement, as well as skills like smart goal setting, self-worth, healthy relationships, financial management, and confidence. Why do we do this? Well, we believe that adolescent girls are the key to overcoming generational cycles of poverty. If a girl graduates from high school and goes off to attend college and graduate from college, she not only improves her standing, but will expect more from her husband or partner, more from her children, and more from her grandchildren. Truly generational change. In our 27 years with the Ophelia Project here in the Valley, we've had 7,000, slightly over 7,000 girls go through our program. And we are exceedingly proud to say that we have 100% high school graduation rate. This past year, here in Desert Hot Springs, our Ophelia mentors came alongside 17 8th grade girls at Painted Hills and 19 9 through 12th grade girls at the high school. And speaking of the high school, 8 Desert Hot Springs High School Ophelia seniors applied for and received scholarship support from the JFK Memorial Foundation. 3 of them received $1,500 each, and 5 of them received $5,000 each to continue their educational journey. We are grateful for Principal Acker and Principal Tinoco for their trust in the program, and we are thankful for the city's support. Educating these vulnerable girls is fundamental for their success. We must keep them in school with a goal for what's next. We all know no one succeeds on their own. Everybody benefits from the help of mentors, colleagues, family, or community to reach their goals. Success is a collective effort rather than a solitary achievement. I thank you for doing your part, and I'm happy to take questions. Do we take questions?
Yeah, we have a few minutes to do that.
Perfect.
Thank you. Boy, those are some shocking statistics too, but some great success statistics. 1 in 3 chronic absentee. That's really a very high and very surprising number. So, Jan, this is a project that you're involved with. Do you have anything?
I'm simply going to say, Mr. Surgeon, I was surprised that he became the CEO of the organization. How can a man tell us what to do with respect to the young ladies? He does an excellent job, perfect job, and his lessons are very beneficial. I've been there going on my 4th year, and I would not be doing it if he wasn't doing it right. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Voss, anything? Daniel? Well, you have a fantastic program. One question I had, if a woman watching this in the city wants to become a volunteer mentor, what would be the thing they would need to do?
Well, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 city staff members who are involved with the program. I think it's pretty easy to either call the John F. Kennedy Memorial Foundation or come alongside Christine or Roberta or Councilmember Pai and ask them, and they can lead those women to me, because we're always looking for new mentors. We are growing. All 3 superintendents sit on my board, and all 3 want us to expand into more other schools, which is a great affirmation that these women are doing wonderful work, have a tremendous impact on the lives of these 8th to 12th grade girls.
Well,
And
it's
also Candace.
And Candace, well, she's not an employee of the city, but she is, yes, saddle up beside her as well when she's singing at the church or at the veterans ceremonies. So yes, we're very blessed to have wonderful women in this community, working in this community with our girls. So thank you.
and we're very fortunate to have you involved here. And I'm hoping that you get some new mentors out of this. So anybody watching, you know what to do. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick pause here. We're having some sound issues with the recording and with the broadcasting part of this. So I'm going to let Gerald try to reboot the sound system. So if you'll just sit tight, and then we'll move on to our second presentation.
Test, test, test.
You can hear it in the speakers here, but not up.
All right, we're going to give it a shot again, see if that reboot helped. Our second presentation today is from the Children's Discovery Museum of the Desert.
Hello, Mayor Pro Tem Gardner, City Council, City staff, and guests. I am Cindy Burrison, and I'm the proud CEO of the Children's Discovery Museum of the Desert. And I always like to open by asking, raise your hand if you've ever been to the Children's Discovery Museum of the Desert. All right, that's great. So that's one of the things I always like to point out is this is a multi-generational museum. We have people that came to the museum as kids, come with their kids, and come with their grandkids. And today I want to tell you a little bit about our history, in case you don't know, and about our more recent history and some of the things that we do. So the museum was started by two teachers. The idea came back in 1987. These teachers realized the impact of hands-on learning outside of the classroom. So they went around to the mall, they went around and did sort of samples of the museum, if you will, to see what the community response would be. And of course it was great. There's nothing else like it. We don't have another children's museum within a 90-mile radius. So it was well received, and it was backed by the Annenbergs to start with, who gave us the 6.5 acres that we now sit on. We are located right near Sunnylands and by a large portion of their acreage as well, but they gave us that land to start, and then philanthropists came behind the museum and got it going, and we opened in 1998. So we've been around for almost 3 decades as well. Our mission statement is we teach kids and their families about the joy of learning about themselves and the world around them through hands-on activity, through our exhibits, through our programs, but we really encourage family interaction. We are not the place that you drop your kids off and leave. We want you to be a part of their learning with their special grown-ups. So these are some pictures of the museum lately. We actually just underwent a major reimagination. We closed with the pandemic, and that's when I happened to come onto the board. I had always wanted to be on the board. They never had a spot, or I never had a spot, and I happened to come on in September 2020, at the very time that they laid off the staff because of the pandemic, and we had no money. And it was written in the newspaper that we were going to be closing indefinitely. So I raised my hand to come in as the interim CEO. I was working from home, and I came in to sort of take a look at the business and see if there were any options for us to reopen. I went to the board and said, this is what I think we should do. We should reimagine the museum, reopen with 40 new exhibits, start fundraising, and it'll cost $3 million, and you should hire me as the full-time CEO, and I'll make it happen. So nobody else had stepped up to the plate. I knew a lot of the board members, and they knew that when I said something, I meant it, and they hired me as the full-time CEO about 5 years ago. So with that, we started this reimagination. I worked with our original design company that had done all of our exhibits to begin with, and we sectioned off our main gallery, which is 8,500 square feet, into these 6 different sections. I'll go through and just show you some of the pictures. The museum was all purple before, if you remember, and now this is what I tell people, this is what the inside of my head looks like. When I had the opportunity to design it, I wanted it to be joyful. So this is what my inside of my head looks like, but with more glitter. So this is when you walk in. This is Joy, our ambassador bunny. She sort of leads the way to the experience, and it looks like a joyful kids museum. These are some of the other experiences you can see. A lot of hands-on play, family interaction, beautiful colors. This was our original sensory space. I'll get to that in a second, but this was the space that we had that was a little quieter for anybody that has sensory sensitivity needs. This is a space that's kind of a more subdued space, but we went on from there, which I'll tell you in a minute. This is our scientific space. And this is our second building. We have 3 different buildings. In the second building, we took some of the fan favorites that we had before. We repurposed them. We refurbished them. For example, we took our grocery store and made it into a farmer's market, so it's healthier, and it is in respect of our agricultural history. We took our pizza place and made it into a world cuisine restaurant so we could celebrate other cultures and foods from around the world. We have a musical island outside. We have 2 different classrooms. This is one of our classrooms where we have camps, we have birthday parties, we hold board meetings here. It's a great flexible community space. And this is our third building that we're currently working on. We've received funding from both the RAP Foundation and from Disney to develop a teen center. So we're expanding our educational reach, and now we're reaching out to middle school and high school aged kids because there aren't a lot of places for them to go. So this space is going to have things like 3D printing, laser cutters, music creation, podcast creation, and more importantly, life skills classes that they don't find a lot of places, like how to change a tire, financial literacy, public speaking, and things like that. I'm really excited about that. We see about 86,000 visitors a year. We saw 3,000 visitors from Desert Hot Springs last year, and you can see that although we do have a lot from our valley, 32,000, and about 20,000 more from California, we have a lot that come from out of the state as well. Speaking of the visitors from Desert Hot Springs, a program that we have is called Museums for All, and about half of those visitors participated in this. This is our opportunity for anybody with an EBT card to come to the museum for $5 instead of $20, and that's for up to 4 guests. And we would love to get the word out there to anyone that has the EBT card that they can come visit the museum. We want to remove as many socioeconomic barriers as we can. We do a lot of field trips. A lot of the kiddos from the school district here have come to visit us that way. We are part of the ELOT programs, the expanded learning with the after school and outside of school hour programming, including field trips and our Museums on the Go program, where we actually bring our activities to schools and community events. This is our schedule right now. We have all kinds of things going on all the time. We have science nights, we have open art, story time, torty time, where we feed our 2 favorite residents. We have birthday parties. This is our science night. We love to make slime at the museum, much to the dismay of parents. And one of the things that we did when I got on board was we increased our accessibility. There were things that were missing, like automatic doors. We have 3 now. I applied for grants to get some of those things in-house. We're going to have American Sign Language interpreters for some of our story times. We have adaptive trikes now for our trike track. All of our graphics are in Spanish. We have an adaptive digger for our sandbox and an adaptive sandbox as well. We're also a certified autism center, along with Visit Greater Palm Springs efforts to make the destination autism ready. We were the first one to sign up for that. So with that, we have sensory bags for any families that might need that. I also participated in the fast pitch competition with MPO Centric and the RAP Foundation and won, so that we got a sensory room. So we created a sensory room that's a private space for families that experience overwhelm with their kids, so they can come back to a place of calm. This is our sensory guide as part of our certification that allows families to know the type and level of stimulation of each of our exhibits so they can best plan their visit with their family. And this is when the destination became certified as an autism-ready destination. It was a huge win for the Valley, and these are some of our sensory bags. We have a ton of events that we do. We did a free event for LA fire families. I put that together in 24 hours. It was DJ, dancing, arts and crafts. It was like a Kidchella, if you will. Very well received. We have coming up in November our 2nd annual Neurodivergent Art and Craft Fair. This is where we have neurodivergent artists, and all artists come and they can sell their wares just in time for the holidays. We have toddler programming as well that will be starting up next month. We put in a yoga lawn, so we have toddler and me yoga. And then this is always my last slide that gets me a little choked up every time. Hold on. These are my kids. So when I started at the museum, I had to have social media content, and my kids are cute. I knew I had pictures of them at the museum, and I knew I would give myself permission to use them. Well, when I looked for the content and I looked through my photo roll, I had over 800 pictures of my kids at the museum. It gives me the chills every time I say it, because I didn't realize how impactful the museum was in my own family, and this just goes to show. So for me, taking this role and being this passionate about the museum is because I want every family to have photos like this of their own. So as a city, the ways that you can help We love volunteers. We would love to have somebody from council be a liaison on our board. We have 3 other cities represented, but we don't have you, and we would love that. We would love to have a Desert Hot Springs City Day that could be funded by the city if you would consider that on your budget. And then now, I always say when I do these presentations, you're all champions now for the museum. You have all the information, and hopefully you can see the passion that I have, and you can spread the word on our behalf as well. And I would welcome any questions if I have time also.
Wonderful presentation and a great
Thank you.
spot here in our valley. Anybody have anything? Mr. Voss?
I thought it was great. I had a great time. My nephew has autism, so he had a chance to go there and visit there, and he really loved it. And so I saw some really neat pictures and stuff. It looks really exciting with I saw the kids, the faces and stuff. But just the options. And I do have to note too, though, there was a section in there. I'll get this right. There was some nice section, with the different activities and thing, and the painted faces and all that cool stuff. So it really looks nice, like with the 3, and it looks like you're getting Disney involved and some of the others. So that's good. I mean, it's definitely. I know it's kind of putting the cart before the horse, but it's definitely something that we'll go over with our fellow council members. But I would definitely would have interest in serving on that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So you're saying you want to serve on the board?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to make it clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Daniel?
Well, thank you for your service. Thank you for this presentation. And so I relocated here from Orange County in 2015. I'm ashamed I don't know about this, but this is cool. Thank you so much for coming and educating us. And I do have nephews and nieces that I will definitely be making sure to take them to this.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jan, anything?
I just wanted to make him clear.
Voluntold him? All right. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for a great
much.
presentation. That's it for our presentations. We've got about 9 minutes left until the regular city council meeting time at 6 o'clock, so we'll stand in recess until then.
Did you get Testing. Can you hear? Does it sound better? Testing. No.
Normally we'd be starting, but we're having some sound issues, so we're working on that. So if you'll just be patient, we'll get going here in just a minute.
Test. Does that sound good?
All right, we have the all-go signal. Sound system appears to be working. So I'm going to call to order the regular session of the City Council of the City of Desert Hot Springs, also serving as a successor agency to the former Redevelopment Agency Board for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025, after our hiatus. Mayor Mattis is feeling under the weather, so as Mayor Pro Tem, I will be conducting today's meeting, and I beg the indulgence of my fellow council members up here in case I missed something, and I know our city manager will remind me gently, and our city attorney if I do. So we'll start with our roll call, please.
Councilmember Pitts. Present. Councilmember Pai.
Present.
Councilmember Voss.
Present.
And Mayor Pro Tem Gardner.
Present, and as I said, Mayor Mattis is excused. We'll start now with our invocation. Our invocation tonight is by Deacon Corey Myers of the Word of Life Fellowship Center. Deacon?
Good evening, everybody. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you and we just ask that you lift this whole city up. You lift the Desert Hot Springs Police Department up. Lord, we lift up all the city council members to you. Lord, we just hope for healing in the city. Lord, I lift up the youth to you. Lord, we all lift up the youth to you. They're the face, the future of our community, Lord. We just pray for them. And we just thank you, Lord, for all the things you're doing in this beautiful city and through the police department and through the city council members. We just thank you, Lord. In your son's precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. We now have the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Voss, would you be so kind?
Place your hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. City Attorney's report on closed session. Madam City Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. We do have reportable action this evening. Pursuant to closed session, item number 1, the city voted 4-0 to opt into all of the settlement agreements for the National Opioid Settlements, including that of Purdue. And in addition, the city council also voted 4-0 to authorize the city manager to execute the other, if there are any, other settlement agreements that may come down the pipeline here for the National Opioid Settlements. And the reason being is because sometimes the opt-in takes a very short window, so we would have to do that quickly. And because of that, we will make sure to tell the public if and when we ever do enter into those settlement agreements with respect to the opioid national settlements. We'll make sure to get those at least orally on record for the public and also for City Council.
Thank you. Now approve the agenda. At this time, the City Council may amend the order of the agenda, approve the consent calendar, remove items from the consent calendar for separate discussion and action, and add any urgency items. Does anybody want to pull anything from the consent calendar?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Voss.
Item number 9.
Number 9. All right.
And that's it.
Do we have any public comments on the consent calendar? All right. Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Mr. Soriano, do we call a roll on this one?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. We got the it wasn't showing up on my screen, so I was worried. So, all right. Move second. All right. Everybody, who seconded it?
I did.
Okay. There we go. Please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right. Thank you. At this time, pursuant to the Brown Act, any person may comment on matters of general interest within the subject matter of the jurisdiction of the City Council, not listed on the agenda. Under the Brown Act, the City Council cannot take any action or discuss matters that are raised during public comment. Comments are limited to 3 minutes, and if you have not already filled out a blue speaker card, please grab one from over there and give it to our city clerk, and you'll call you up at that time. I have two right now. First is Daniel Halevy. Did I say that right? Daniel Halevy? Mr. Halevy. All right, going once, going twice. All right. So my second card is from Lloyd Queen. Mr. Queen?
First of all, thanks everybody for your service. I'm a 30-year part-time resident here in Desert Hot Springs. Otherwise, Daniel just left because he mentioned he was from Orange County, but that's my other location, Orange County. Reason I'm up here today is I've left messages for Public Works multiple times about the potholes in front of 9747 Valencia Drive. Still unfilled. Now there's two. There was one. That's not my address, but I wanted to bring it before it becomes a general liability issue. Maybe someone could attend to those potholes. Secondly, the area where I am, that upper quadrant of Desert Hot Springs on Valencia Drive, I think was the first area to get the sewers about 20 years ago. And the street, Valencia Drive, that I'm on from Mission Lakes up to Casa Grande really is now cracking right through the middle. No surprise, after 20 years of if that's what it is, really cracking up right the middle through the street. And I wanted to bring that to somebody's attention. Now beyond Casa Grande, I've noticed there is cracking, but not as bad as the section between Mission Lakes and Casa Grande. So maybe someone could take a look at that. Finally, I was just today, any of you who are at Desert X, there's one Desert X site from past May that's still in Desert Hot Springs over on Worsley, south of Pearson. And I noticed today that maliciously somebody has dumped some construction materials in the middle of that site. Not much, maybe a half-ton truck could get that out. And the reason I even mention is I was there today and saw tourists there. They're coming through Desert Hot Springs. Whoever's responsibility is, maybe we could just get a dump truck or half a truck and get some shovels and get that construction debris out of there. It's not too bad, but it's still up, and tourists are still coming through, and it's it's close enough to us. So I thought I would mention that. Thank you, everybody, and again, thanks for your service.
Thank you, sir. I'll give Mr. Halevy one last chance. Yep, he's come back. All right.
I'm back here. Leslie Valencia was here July 1st, was the last meeting, where I'm coming from the Sandpiper Inn and Spa. We're at 12800 Foxdale Drive. There were a couple violations that we had to address, and we were in the process of getting the C of O and the business license, which we were just able to get. We were told to come back here at the first meeting after the summer break, so we're back here, I guess, to see if whatever violations were assessed can be waived.
We cannot have a back and forth discussion at this time. All we can do is take your comments, and I would encourage Christina to reach out, and you can set up a meeting with her and discuss the situation.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I have one more. Alfred Valerie.
Hello, great to see everyone tonight, and thank you so much for what you do for the city. I just wanted to point out my block of 8th Street between West Drive and Cholla. It really needs repair, and some of you might be aware that 8th Street east of West Drive, that had been repaved a couple of years back, but our block, which terminates at the Desert Clearing, has really been in a state of disrepair for many years. And so now the multiple hard rains have really almost created an impassable situation for this street. And I feel empowered to speak up for the people of my street. Many of them are not native English speakers, and some may not feel inclined to come and speak before this distinguished body, but I wanted to let you know that is creating a very difficult hardship for us on 8th Street, traversing that entire road. And the particular issue I understand with it is that the responsibility is half the responsibility of Desert Hot Springs and the county, and it's bilateral. So the north half is the Riverside County side, which is the better side, but the southern side is this responsibility of the city. And that is extraordinarily bad. So when you're driving, when I'm driving out of my block, when I'm driving east to West Drive, I mean, you have to drive on the other side of the street, which some people do, and it creates a very hazardous safety situation. So that is a particular problem. I also drive a Mini Cooper, and that's not funny, a tall guy in a Mini Cooper. I know you guys are laughing. And I feel every pothole. So that's a problem for me because I'm so low on the ground that it's just an issue for me. So I encourage you to look into that. We really need assistance with that really in the short term. And it may not be in the city budget, but I encourage you to find the money. We really have been struggling with this. And it is the first time that I've spoken up about it here, but it's only because I counted on some members of the city organization to work with us. Riverside County, I was talking to them. Now, the city did help me with a few potholes in front of my house, which I'm very, very grateful for. And the response from the city is always very, very good. I have a couple friends at work who are, associated with people that run the city, and they speak very highly of them. But I would like to say that I have just the lack of response really leads me to believe that it's never going to get fixed, and I know that's not the case. So I want to commend you all, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Valerie, and I would encourage you to reach out to our Deputy City Manager, Mr. Porras, who is in charge of that particular area. That's the last of my speaker cards. Is there anybody else that would like to make public comments at this time?
Can I say?
Going once, going twice? All right, we're going to close public comments, move on to the City Manager's report. Madam City Manager.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council. A couple of updates tonight. I'll start off with just a couple general updates of some items that have been of interest to the community. Over the summer, we saw the closing of the Rite Aid in the community. I just wanted to kind of put a comment out there to the community. While Rite Aid is not owned by the city certainly is eager and hopeful to showcase that building in any way that we can to prospective developers that are looking to come into the city. It is currently listed for sale, and we are encouraging some prospective developers to look at that site. There was some struggle with the landscape prior to the store closing. The landscape does remain to be an item of interest for the community. We will certainly ensure from a code enforcement standpoint that we're taking every steps that we can take to mitigate the complete die-off of the landscaping, and if need be, we could go out and ensure that it doesn't die through watering. So on that note, I'm going to actually spring over to a different topic that is related. Jocelyn, if you can come up to the front. I want to make an introduction tonight. We're very happy to report as part of our strategic planning discussions, we, council, provided direction that the hiring of an economic development manager was something that was really important to ensure that the strategic planning items that center around economic development, and there certainly are quite a number of those, had somebody that can really carry the water on that. So Jocelyn Kane is our new economic development manager. We have had the pleasure actually of working with Jocelyn in her other capacities over the years. She officially starts tomorrow with the City City of Desert Hot Springs, and we are really excited to get her on board, get her up to speed on all of the amazing things that we have coming forward, and having her move full speed ahead. Do you want to say a couple things really quick?
Sure. Thanks so much. I do know most of you, if not all of you, and I'm super excited to start tomorrow. So it's going to be a challenging but interesting role for me for sure. The strategic plan is a really exciting work plan. It sounds like Rite Aid is on the menu as well. And I've got a lot to learn, but I'm super happy through, I believe, the city manager to hear from all of you and, like she said, hit the ground running and run around the city and really learn what I don't know, because I know I don't know some stuff, but I'm here to be creative and think out of the box and make this city something really special.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
Thanks.
Right, next up, I am going to ask Roberta, our Recreation and Community Services Director, to provide a couple of updates.
Thank you. So September is Senior Center Month. So it's a time for us to recognize and celebrate the vital role senior centers play in promoting health, wellness, and social engagement for older adults in our community. This year's theme is Powering Possibilities, Flip the Script, encourages us to challenge outdated stereotypes about aging and elevate the positive contributions of older adults and the centers that serve them. So the Desert Hot Springs Senior Center provides a welcoming space where seniors can stay active, connect, and participate in programs that enrich both the mind and body. This month, we honor the contribution of our seniors, the dedication of our staff and volunteers, and the programs that make our senior center a hub of creativity, fitness, and community connection. We encourage you to visit, participate, and celebrate the energy, wisdom, and the achievement of our city seniors. So we actually are working on a video of the senior center that we will be playing at the next council meeting. And then finally, I'm thrilled to share that we have some exciting events coming to our downtown. Be sure to mark your calendars for the kickoff of our concert series on Saturday, October 25th at 6 p.m. Stay tuned for more details and make sure to follow us on social media and check our website so you don't miss out on any updates. Thank you.
Thank you, Roberta. And she's not joking when she says stay tuned to our social media. There will be some really exciting announcements on a lot of the downtown initiatives that we will be rolling out this fall. And lastly, we have Jeffrey Buckheim, our Administrative Services Director, who is going to give a quick overview of our budget book that he has just finalized with his department.
Thank you, and good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and council members. I'm happy to report that the fiscal year 26-27 two-year budget is available online, and people can access it going from the homepage of the city, going over to departments, selecting the Administrative Services Department, scroll down to budgets, and we see right here the big button for the new two-year operating and capital online budget book. From this can be a tool to be able to see the entire, come on. Oh, there we go. Always a technical difficulty. Scrolling down, you can explore the entire budget and see all the pages and everything. So starting with you click on, you can see the city leadership. Come on, there we go. And we can also look at the city organizational structure. The city, we also have on here the city budget message. City budget message as written by our city manager, Dora, which also includes the resolution that adopted the budget. Other items to note, we have, there you can see the 3-year CIP plan. We have a link to the new strategic plan, and we also have an FTE schedule by fund. So we can see for the different positions for the general fund, what we had in the 2 previous years and what is budgeted for the next 2 years. And it's by whatever funds we have staff. And we have our different schedules. There's a schedule that will show the general fund balance, estimated fund balance at the end of this fiscal year, as well as the end of the next fiscal year. And there are also schedules that will show for the restricted funds, and then there's a general fund summary, which shows has a description of the general fund, but also shows a graph of the general fund revenues. And if you scroll over them, you can actually get specific data and the percentages on those revenues, as well as a listing of the revenues for the actuals for the last 3 years and the upcoming 2 years budget. The same thing goes if you go further down. They have the budget. You have the expenditures. As well as a chart showing expenditures by category. We also have the same charts for the same pages for all the other city funds. We've got the GAN appropriation limit calculation, and we have a listing of the fund and department relationships. So if you're looking at certain funds, you want to know which department works with that fund, we have that listed right here. We have a listing under the general fund. We have the budget details of all the different departments in the general fund. If you happen to click on one of those, there is a picture, a description of the department. We have a new item now is where the strategic plan. So these are the areas of focus in the strategic plan that are contained in this year's budget. And so as we got them listed out by numbers and the actions that we are doing for the strategic plan, as well as the department expenditures it'll have the actuals for the last 3 years and the budget for this year and the next year. We also have the capital improvement projects. If you click on those, you will be able to see a description of the project, as well as funding sources for the project, and a summary of the expenditures. We also have a listing of the restricted funds, which includes the public safety funds, and which shows the description of the fund, the revenues of it as well, and expenditures. The overview page shows the overview of the budget process and an explanation of how, budget amendments, how we develop the budget, and budgetary oversight, as well as budget assumptions, the key assumptions for the budget. Under operating, we can actually see the itemizations by department. So if you click on those, you can see some of the reasonings for some of the expenses we have in this budget for the next 2 years. There is the 3-year capital improvement program, which lists every single capital project. It says what was budgeted for the last fiscal year and the next 2 years. We have a table of contents. And as always, we have the Google language where you can go. Which doesn't, here we go, which has a number of different languages that we can choose. And that is actually run through OpenGov by Google through OpenGov. And that is our online budget book. We will have a, if anyone wants actual printout copies, we will have a PDF printout copy available at a later date.
Thank you, Jeffrey. So wanted to show the transparency that's available to the community at any given time through the ease of the website. If anybody gets on there, has any questions, we encourage them to reach out. We are always here and available to answer any questions. That concludes the city manager's updates.
Thank you. Moving now to our mayor and city council member reports. Start with Mr. Pitts this week.
All right, good evening, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem and City Council members. I can't believe that we're already in September, right? We just blinked and we're already in September. Before we know it, we're going to be at Christmas time again. So this is my City Council update for September 2nd, 2025. So in animal news, Desert Hot Springs Animal Clinic is officially open. On July 9th, 2025, our mayor, city council, and animal advocates celebrated the ribbon cutting of the Desert Community Animal Center, finally bringing a vital new resource to Desert Hot Springs. So, and many community supporters attended that, and I have to believe some had wondered if this day would ever come. But it did. So it's official and we are ready to serve. Our city's thrift store has a new look. On July 15th, our Desert Hot Springs Senior Center proudly celebrated the ground reopening and ribbon cutting of their newly reimagined Desert Rose thrift store. So the mayor, city council member Jan Pai, along with some members of the city manager's office and neighbors were also on hand to help celebrate this new and improved shopping resource for our city. On July 29th, I participated in my very first fire public safety ad hoc meeting. This meeting is chaired by the mayor along with several members of the public making up the committee. Many positive discussions came from that meeting in ways to enhance the city's overall delivery of fire and public safety services for our residents. On August 7th, I attended my Rivco Animal meeting in person. I got to say, I was encouraged to hear and see all the positive changes occurring at the Riverside County animal shelters. Although it's a long and slow road, myself and other electeds who serve on that commission are starting to truly see some positive changes. And so, just for example, one of those changes, Director Mary Martin and her team not only spoke of better live outcomes for our shelter animals, but they provided the public with handouts showing better live outcome rates. And so things are truly improving. We're really happy. I'm happy to serve on that commission, and I'm really happy to see the turnaround that they're doing at this time. On August 7th, I participated in my Sunline Transportation meeting via Zoom. In fact, I did the Zoom right here at City Hall. So that was great. Many topics were discussed. And again, I'm also really proud to serve on Sunline Transportation. Okay, so Southern California community event, Desert Hot Springs Cares. As your city leadership, we want you to know that we're here for you. And during hot summer months and rising energy costs, partnerships with organizations like Southern California Edison help bring cost-saving programs directly to our community. And so we were excited to offer more informative events through new speaker series. We're going to continue doing this and bringing this to you. But I want to say thank you to everyone who did attend the Southern California event we held right here in the city chambers on August 13, presented by Shane Masad. He's a Southern California division manager. Shane shared valuable tips on ways we can reduce our electricity bills, tips that can benefit every household. And a special thanks to Shane and our Recreation and Community Service Director, Roberta Cernek, for making this event a success. Thank you again for doing that. And that, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, that completes my update. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Voss?
Okay. Let's see, where we go. So on the 9th, I attended the ribbon cutting at the Community Animal Center. Interesting enough, I had a recent conversation with them as I saw them at a chamber event. And from the date of opening to, I think it was last week, they've seen over 600 animals. Those numbers are astonishing when you think about that. And they said it was a little over 400 and some actual clients, and then combined was over 600 animals just since the time of this opening. So it's pretty, definitely the need was huge, was really huge there, so that was exciting to hear. And they're really enjoying it, and the thing is that they're finding people they're accommodating, they're looking to expand. I had a chance to meet the gal who is the site manager over there. I don't remember her name, but she was really anxious to wanting to get to know the council and everybody and kind of get more involved in stuff. So maybe we'll do maybe a walkthrough or something like that with them, when they're not as busy. So that was exciting. On the 11th, I attended the Riverside County Law Enforcement Awards dinner. And it was a dinner where they gave awards out to different law enforcement officers from different departments, predominantly the county, but it was nice to be there and to see that and to see the support towards the officers out in the field and what have you, and including some of those that were retiring and the fund they have there for those that need medical assistance and what have you, and their families and what have you. They do that as well. So that was good. On the 14th, attended the American Indian Chamber Expo that was at the Agua Caliente. That was very interesting over there. It was one that just had a bunch of the different Native American tribes there, and they talk about business development and activities that they're doing, with them and how they're working together and everything. It was just a nice listening session to kind of hear about some of the things they're doing, both out here in the desert and externally in other areas as well. So that was nice. Then attended the later on. Now we get into August, the Rancho Mirage Chamber luncheon, their monthly luncheon, and that was informative. The great thing is that with some of these luncheons and things you go to, you just never know when you're going to run into somebody that you'll be able to get their information and then, give it over to Doria, and she's able to, set up meetings with them. I'm sorry, I did call you Doria. I should be calling you Madam City Manager. I'm sorry, Madam City Manager. No, I got lazy. But it was good though, and the thing is that a lot of people are keeping their eyes on Desert Hot Springs. It's very fascinating, and interesting to listen to folks say, I'm watching what you're doing in town. I'm watching the progress. I'm reading about it. And I will say, one of the groups on that area out there that have been so helpful is this Animal Allies group. Because everywhere they go, they're mentioning Desert Hot Springs everywhere. And it's like, well, what is going on in Desert Hot Springs? And then they start looking and checking and asking questions, and they, before they might pass on that article in the Desert Sun, but now they read it, and these kinds of things, and they start asking these questions, and so it is informative there. Went to the Airport Commission meeting, I think, and is it next month we're going to have, I think the one after that? Okay, good, so that'll be good. Then later on in July, we had the animal shelter walkthrough. Went with Madam City Manager and our Madam Deputy City Manager. Had a chance to walk through both shelters and see all the activities there and everything, and the different dogs and what have you. And it was good just to see the site and kind of how the staff is there, and how they're working together, and a lot of the changes that we've done, a lot of changes we want to do, and kind of our future goals for that. So it was good to be caught up on that. What was the last thing? Oh. And then attended a Inland Empire Business Network roundtable. I personally like to go to those. I know sometimes those are kind of boring for some people. I'm that type of person that thinks those are fun. And so I went there, and it's very interesting because the things you hear what's going on in San Bernardino County and Riverside County and Ontario and the borders of those areas, eventually it comes over here, or they start looking over here, or it actually changes the game plan. You know, we may think this is the way to do something, but then all of a sudden, and you know, like one of the topics is the warehouse topics, and that's beginning to change now. It's beginning to change how they're doing it, where they're doing it, where their preferences are, and that will impact us. You know, so it's going to impact us because some of those business decisions are they going to want to come here or are they not now? Are other larger businesses going to want to come here or not? You know, the big topic that's really huge is medical services is growing and huge. Loma Linda's looking to literally double their size. You know, and these kinds of things. And so is Desert Healthcare and Eisenhower, are they looking to do the same? They might follow that same path. So it's good to see what's going there because it's going to come our way. And so I found that to be very informative as well. And that is it.
Thank you, Ms. Pye.
The councilman stated that it's September already and it'll be December before we know it, which made me think our holiday parade is on December 13th, so if anyone wants to participate, December 13th is the date. On August 8th, I met with the new superintendent of the Palm Springs Unified School District, Dr. Marcus Fungus. I had said to him at another event that if he did well, I would compliment him, but however, if you did something wrong, in my opinion, I would call you on it. That is what got me his audience. When all of us were asked to share with the recruitment team what we wanted in the new superintendent, there were only 3 people that showed at Desert Springs Painted Hills. Wrong.
At one of the schools.
Thank you. There was only three of us. Frank Gilmore, who teaches at various schools, and Quintita Beverly and myself. The school had set up 30 plus for people. I'm just going to leave that where it is. My meeting with Dr. Fungus, in my opinion, was fruitful. One thing he said to me was that he will pay attention to Desert Hot Springs. Just because we are across the freeway doesn't mean that he should not pay attention. Well, he meant that. He came to the Desert Hot Springs High School football game last Friday with his wife. I believe he is serious about his role as superintendent. In his first school news roll call, he stated, "Please feel free to reach out with any questions or thoughts. I also invite you to stay tuned to Parent Square for upcoming opportunities to connect with me in person. And don't hesitate to email me directly at officeofsuperintendent@psus.us. He is there for us. Let us pay attention and share our thoughts and ideas with him." Friends of the Desert Library General Meeting is tomorrow at 11 a.m. and the guest speaker is Councilmember Dirt Voss, to speak on the council strategic plan. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Then the next book sale is October 23, 24, and 25. Further information, visit their Facebook page, Friends of the Desert Hot Springs Library. I have been invited to a roundtable guest by the Fair Housing Council of Riverside County on September 18th from 9 a.m. to 12. The roundtable will consist of city and county officials, legal aid, Riverside Housing Authority, developer, and housing advocates, lender, and realtors, and I will report back afterwards. Two last things. Lastly, I attended the Club de Mujeres Latinos de DHS Taco fundraiser, who are raising funds for scholarships for Desert Hot Springs High School class of 2026. The carnita tacos were great. Also, the chef was the person that was in our last holiday parade that brought the houses. And one other thing, and I'm going to call you Dora. I used to, when you first started, I'm calling you on Saturdays, and you only work supposed to work Monday through Thursday, and I'm calling you on Sundays, and I'm texting you and saying, that's enough, go home. I talked to Reddy, a city council person with Palm Springs, and we've known each other for a while, and I'm talking to him about Dora, and he said, leave her alone. She's just testing her roots. She'll get there. All right, I paid attention to her, and I left her alone, but I wanted so bad to say, come on now. So, what she has done, I am proud of her. I am proud of Mr. Porras. I am proud of Miss Newsom. They have, I'm going to talk like I don't belong here. They have really gotten their stuff together, and I am proud of them. And the strategic plan, the different things that you're doing, everything is working out fine. And I know this not just from what I have to say, I know it from the staff that you serve, because they told me it's okay too. I'm done.
Thank you, and I would echo that. You said it brilliantly, Ms. Pye, and I can't say enough about our city management team and our city staff this last summer. It is amazing, and it is a joy to work with all of you. It really is. So I just have a couple of things, and after listening to my colleagues up here, I feel a little bit like a slacker because I love the summer break, and every single one of my other committees didn't meet. So I had nothing to really report on that. I had to spend a big chunk of that time with my family up in Utah dealing with a death in the family, so that took a lot of my time in July and August. But it is good to be back to work, and I am very sad to have missed the grand opening of the animal hospital. It's a long time coming, as you said, Mr. Pitts, and I'm glad of the cooperative efforts of the city, the state attorney general's office, Greater Palm Springs Animal Allies, and everybody that came together for the benefit of all of our residents and their animals. It's just amazing to see that, and to drive up Palm Drive and see the parking lot with cars in it and that building no longer boarded up is just very heartwarming. And I also wanted to commend our city staff for their efforts this summer on making sure the city looks good, the capital improvement projects that are continuing to progress, our PD and our set teams that are keeping the city safe, And I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from residents who have noticed these efforts, and I really want to commend our city manager's office and Ms. Hernandez in that office and DHSPD as well for their stepped-up social media efforts and keeping our residents informed. That has been a big improvement, and it's being noticed by the media, it's being noticed by our residents. I go to the grocery store and people will say, did you see that latest PD video? And it's amazing to see, and it's really improving the outlook of the city and the way our residents feel about our city. And that was the primary goal of that. So great job for that, everybody. And that's all that I have. So let's get down to business. We'll move to our administrative calendar.
Wait.
Oops. Go ahead.
Conflict of interest.
Yep, you're right. I'm sorry. I forgot. That's a new one we have on the agenda. We have to report our conflict of interest in our LEVINE Act disclosure, and I believe you have one, Ms. Pye?
I don't have one.
Oh.
But what I do have is item number 10 on the consent calendar, award of contract Pye Barker Fire and Safety. I am not related to him. I don't know who he is, never seen him before, and I do not have a conflict of interest.
Okay. And Pye is not of that common of a name, so thank you for that. All right, and then I would ask the indulgence of my fellow council members up here. The queue reporting that you would like to ask a question only works under the mayor's login, and if I log in under his, then the vote tallies will report that he is voting and not me. So we don't have a queue. So I'm just, when we get time to questions, I'm just going to turn. So please let me do that and not try to use the queue. All right. So our administrative calendar, first item number 2, Art for All, Senior Center Art Enrichment Program. Ms. Cernick, that's you.
Yes, good evening. In 2019, the Desert Hot Springs Senior Center partnered with art instructor Sally Kirby to provide affordable art classes to Senior Center members in collaboration with the Mizell Senior Center. With city support, the program transitioned to a free offering for Senior Center members, ensuring accessibility to all seniors regardless of income. And unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the program was paused. Ms. Kirby now proposes to reinstate and expand the program titled Art for All Senior Center Art Enrichment Program, which will provide a structured weekly art instruction for Senior Center members at no cost. Art programming is a proven and essential component of a vibrant senior center. By engaging in hands-on creative work, participants find new ways to express themselves, connect with peers, and remain mentally active, elements that are key to maintaining a high quality of life. The program will run for 48 weeks with one session held per week. Each session is 2 hours long. The program will include a variety of art activities such as painting, drawing, printmaking, collage, and themed creative projects. A special feature of the program is quarterly art shows, which provide participants the chance to display their work and engage the community. So staff recommends authorizing the city manager to execute a professional services agreement with Sally Kirby to provide the Art for All Senior Center Art Enrichment Program at the Desert Hot Springs Senior Center for a period of 48 weeks for a total amount not to exceed $23,040. That concludes my report, and Sally Kirby is here today and happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Roberta. Do we have any questions for Roberta? Do we have any public comments on this item? Seeing nobody, I'll move now to final council comments and or a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Wait for it to come up on the screen. I think we beat you to it, Gerald.
Move.
Oh.
All right, please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right, thank you. Next item, number 3, award construction agreement for the John H. Furbee Aquatic Center Improvement, City Project number 2013. This is you, Mr. Porras.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor Pro Tem and City Council members. In April of 2024, City Council approved the resolution authorizing the city manager to approve a request for the advancement of CDBG funds from Riverside County to be able to fund the rehabilitation of the John H. Furbee Aquatic Center located at the Health and Wellness Center. In May, City Council approved an award of professional services agreement with Aquatic Design for the design engineering of the remodel project. In April of 2025, there were three different designs for the splash pad that were presented to City Council, and a first choice of a palm tree theme was approved. Since then, the plan specs and estimates were completed, and on July 10th, the city issued a notice of inviting bids for the project. The notice was posted on the city website and on Planetary Graphics for 49 days, and on August 28th, last Thursday, the bids were open here in this council chambers. The city received 3 bids from California Waters Development, from Condor Incorporated, and from Ultimate Pool Remodeling Incorporated. During the design, there was 1 bid alternate that was added to the plans, and the listed the bid alternate was for the purchase and installation of a timing system components that gave the option to either add it or not add it when awarding. Based on the received proposals and the amount of funding, staff is recommending that we move forward with the award without the bid alternate, just because of the funding constraints that we currently have with that project and with the limited funding. The lowest bid was from California Waters Development in an amount of $1,723,100. That's the base bid. We are recommending a total project budget of $1,920,410, which includes construction management, inspections, and material services. With that, staff is recommending to award a construction agreement of the John H. Furbee Aquatic Center, project number 2013, to the lowest responsive qualified bidder, California Waters Development, Inc., and authorize the city manager to draft and execute the construction agreement for the John H. Furbee Aquatic Center Improvement Project in an amount not to exceed $1,723,100, and then approve a total project budget in an amount of $1,920,140, which includes a 10% contingency and additional expenses for construction management. In the report, you also have the plans that do actually show the pool reconstruction and the splash pad. The splash pad is going to be exact same location as a current splash pad, but it will have new features. That concludes my staff report, and I'll gladly answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Porras. I have one quick one. What's our timeline looking on this for closure and reopening?
We have already closed the pool. The pool was closed on Saturday. It's going to remain closed. As soon as we execute this contract, we will have a formal schedule from the contractor, but we do have him starting on the 2nd or 3rd week of September and finishing by mid-January.
All right, so thank you. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Once this is completely done, what are going to be the pool hours for the year? Are we kind of determined anything with that? I mean, that's kind of the question I'm getting is once it's done, are we still going to be closed for 3 months, 4 months, or are we going to be open year-round, or?
So as part of the strategic plan, there's an item in there that lists out that staff is to explore ways to try to open the pool year-round. So that is what staff is currently exploring. There are several options that we'll bring forward to council. One of the biggest constraints is the financial constraint of operating the pool full-time, and so there's some other avenues that we can explore, whether that be through outside agencies, contracts. So that will come forward at a later date, and there'll be robust discussions, and like I said, it was part of the strategic plan.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Mr. Pitts?
So my question would be, is there any type of a warranty on the splash pad?
Yeah, there is a warranty on the contract, but the actual construction itself is for a year, and then the actual manufacturers have more warranty on parts and everything, so yeah.
Any other questions? All right, we'll take public comments. Seeing no public comments, I'll entertain any further council comments or a motion.
I move for staff's recommendation.
A motion, second? Mr. Pitts, all right, wait for it to come up on the screen. Please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right. Item number 4, award the contract with Axon Enterprises for new body cams. This is you, Chief Shaw.
Good evening, council. Good to see the band back together, or most of it. Hopefully Mayor Mattis starts feeling better soon. So the Desert Hot Springs Police Department currently utilizes Axon body-worn cameras, Axon in-car cameras, and Axon tasers. In prior years, the implementation of these 3 systems was integrated at different times, with contracts and warranties expiring on different schedules. By purchasing a bundle package, which is in front of you tonight, with all 3 systems, the technology is the most up-to-date, and each system is designed to work in collaboration with each other, providing the most advanced technology. The current warranties on the systems we have in place are either expired currently or set to expire by the end of this calendar year. The use of body-worn cameras and in-car cameras capture evidence needed in the prosecution of criminal and traffic offenses, assist in the investigation of citizen complaints, and help identify training issues, and provide for the flow of information and transparency to the community we serve. Studies continue to show that body-worn cameras help in decreasing litigation costs for cities, reduce citizen complaints, and reduce use of force incidents. The tasers provide officers with a less lethal response option, allowing officers to gain control of a resistant or aggressive individual by reducing the risk of injury to the officer and individual. The taser delivers neuromuscular incapacitation, which temporarily overrides voluntary muscle control, allowing an officer to safely gain compliance without having to physically restrain an individual or use a higher level of force. The contract with Axon will provide 37 Axon 4 body-worn cameras, 18 Fleet 3 in-car cameras for police department's patrol fleet, and 40 Taser 10 devices. Included with this bundle purchase is the training, supplies, and unlimited cloud storage and warranty. Total cost for this package it's a 5-year contract. The total cost is $620,524.91. Year 1 cost is $122,000, $122,245.56. Years 2 through 5 cost are $124,569.85 per year. By bundling these 3 operating systems together, the department will benefit a savings cost of $35,666.65 per year, for a total savings of $178,334.24 over the 5-year contract. The contract costs for year 1 and year 2 are included in the adopted budget for fiscal year 25-26 and fiscal year 26-27, and then years 3 through 5 will be budgeted in those respective years. So the recommendation is to authorize the city manager to negotiate and execute a 5-year contract with Axon Enterprises, Inc. for Axon Body 4 worn cameras, Axon Fleet 3 in-car video and ALPR cameras, and Axon Taser 10 tasers at a total cost of $620,524.91, with substantive edits to be negotiated and approved by the city manager, and upon approval as to form by the city attorney. Within your package is the Axon proposal, and it lists more specs on each of those equipment, but happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions from the council? No questions. Any questions, public comments? Seeing none, then we'll go to council comments. A motion and a vote.
So moved.
A motion and a second. Comes up on the screen. Did you hit the second? All right, please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Final item on our administrative calendar is the designation of the voting delegate and alternates for the 2025 Cal Cities Annual Conference. Mr. Soriano.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. The 2025 Cal Cities, also known as the League of California Cities Annual Conference, will be held on October 8th through 10th in Long Beach, California. An important part of the annual conference is the annual business meeting, which will take place on that Friday, October 10th, during the General Assembly. At this meeting, the League membership considers and takes action on resolutions that establish League policy. In order to vote at the annual business meeting, the City Council must designate a voting delegate and up to 2 alternates. That concludes my staff report.
Thank you. Any questions? All right. Who wants to volunteer? For the delegate or the alternate? Well, Mr. Voss raised his hand too. Which would you prefer?
I was volunteered for the delegate.
Okay. Well, how about we do Mr. Voss as the delegate, Ms. Pye as the alternate? I'll make that motion. Thank you. Is the motion going to die without a second there, guys? So I'll move it. All right. Did we get a second on it? There we go. All right. Please vote.
Motion passes with Councilmember Pye against.
All right. And we had one item pulled from the consent calendar. That is item number 9, which is the award contract for the Downtown Infill Tax Increment Financing Program for Housing Support Infrastructure Project. Mr. Porras.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council. In 2023, the city submitted a grant application to SCAG for REAP 2.0 funding that would fund the city's downtown infill tax increment financing program for housing supporting infrastructure project. Long name. What it is, it's a TIF, or a tax increment financing, or an EIFD enhanced. God, it just went completely blank. Enhanced Infrastructure Financing District, draw TIFs. What they do is they take the tax revenue difference between a base year and a future year and use that funding for either bonds or some type of security, some type of funding mechanism that would actually provide funding for the completion of public improvements that would help promote and support, in this case, housing and any surrounding uses with the housing. The idea behind this was to study different areas, the downtown area here in Desert Hot Springs and the Palm Drive corridor, into seeing what that tax increment difference would be from base period today into a future year. Use that funding to either bring in any infrastructure that we currently don't have, such as water, sewer, curb gutter, sidewalks, street lights, whatever it is, and then complete those improvements, which will then in turn bring in development throughout the entire city. So what this contract would do is move forward with Cosmont as the consultant that would perform the study. The schedule shows them finishing the study by June and then being presented to the city council for the next section, which would be either too formative or not formative. Hopefully that makes sense. You have any questions?
It's basically like a mini RDA.
A mini RDA, correct.
Any questions? Mr. Voss, you pulled it?
It's just so, yeah, I did just for information, because it's got a lot of creative writing in there, and I think for those that want to understand what it's like, as I said, it's like a mini RDA. So those that don't know, now they do.
Any other comments? Any public comments? All right, I'll entertain one more round of comments or a motion.
So moved.
You have a motion? Second by Mr. Pitts. What comes on the screen? Please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. All right. No further public comments. I don't see any public rushing to the microphone. Upcoming meetings, September 9th, the Planning Commission at 6 p.m. here in the City Council Chambers. September 11th, the Public Safety Commission meets 6 p.m. here in the Council Chambers. And we will be back with hopefully the full band on September 16th at 6 o'clock. And we are adjourned.
City Council, oops.